Hey y'all, welcome back to the Stylist Rant podcast. As you can see, we changed. Our theme has changed, our location has changed. We're in real life now instead of being on Zoom, and we're so excited for season 2. We have so much in store. We have a few guests lined up, and just some fun, cool topics all about style and fashion. So thank y'all so much for continuing to support us. Definitely follow, subscribe, like our content, and we'll keep the content coming. So I'm excited to hop right in. You gonna introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself.
So hi everyone, welcome to season 2. My name is Tone, aka the Stylish One, and I'm just super excited to be here. Like Kristen said, we have upgraded our set, we are upgrading our lives, and welcome to 2025.
Yes. And I'm Kristen, for those of you who don't already know. But we're excited to hop right in. I think this episode is really just going to be us kind of interviewing each other, asking each other some really cool questions, so y'all can get to know us a little bit more. I don't think we've had an episode like this before, so
No.
This should be cool.
And this is some people's first time tuning in. So again, welcome to season 2. Make sure you check out season 1 so you can just see some of the past conversations we've had, some of the past guests that we have brought on, and just, join in on the fun conversation.
So let's hop right into it. I think I get the first question.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually ask Kristen the first question. So again, this is going to be like really back and forth. Some questions may be answered longer than others, but we're super passionate about this. So we hope that you love this episode. So to get us started, Miss Chris, what inspired you to pursue a career in fashion?
I think fashion and style has always been my thing. When my mother first got me that, or gave me the opportunity to start dressing myself, y'all know when y'all are younger and your parents pick your clothes out. I hated that because she never picked out an outfit that I liked. So I always had to like do something different, zhuzh it up. So when she finally gave me that opportunity, I think I was in the 3rd grade. I'm like, oh, bet. I started hanging my clothes out for every day of the week, ironing my clothes. I was washing my clothes. Y'all in 3rd grade? How old are you in 3rd grade?
Like 8.
Like
Very Capricorn of you.
And I loved it. I definitely looked forward to going to school just to show off my outfit. That was the only reason why I was there.
So school was a fashion show for you.
It really was. Obviously I enjoyed school, but I think the main reason was to just show off my outfit. So that was kind of where it all started. I didn't realize at the time that, something was happening, but when I got older and I started to mature, I'm like, oh, the fashion thing. Like, it's just always been there. So, yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you for that insight. So shout out to 8-year-old Chris, because without her, there would be no sophisticated chic and there would be no stylist rant. I love that.
It would not be. So how would you describe your personal style? I know it has kind of changed, but still kind of has been the same throughout your whole life.
Yeah, I would say my style is definitely the same because I still have pieces from 08.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can still fit stuff.
Yeah, I don't grow. I don't have any children or anything like that. But my personal style, I think, it is definitely a mix between modern and vintage. Y'all know I love a vintage piece, but I still love to still be on some sort of trend, as you can say, but still very eclectic with my style. I tried to tone things down today with the neutral tones, but as you see, I'm always going to have a pop of print. I'm always going to have a pop of color. But yes, she did, because I was going to hit y'all with some gloss today. But I think to describe my style, it is definitely a very nice and very well-balanced mix of modern and vintage.
Okay, so just 2 words.
Just those 2 words. Am I supposed to use 3?
I mean,
modern, vintage, and sleek. Very sleek. I'm very clean and very put together. You will rarely see me in jeans, sneakers, sweats. I don't even own sweats. I do own sweatshirts, but very clean, very polished, put together. So maybe those are better to put, but polished, clean, sleek. I like very no fuss clothing, like fur on, like that's gonna be like the statement piece, and I'll probably have something super sleek, very monochrome underneath, something like that. But Yeah.
Definitely the no fuss, because I'm not that kind of girl that's like turning a shirt into a skirt.
Yeah,
dress. Like,
no,
I'm
that's not my
no.
that's not my ministry.
If I gotta fix my clothes throughout the day, I shouldn't have it on. Like, it's
And
too
don't-
big, it's too small. Like, I don't have time for that.
And don't get me wrong, I love the girls that are creative and I love the girls that can do that, but my lifestyle that I live in, the 50,000 places I have to be every day, I don't have time to turn my button up into a skirt. That thing will be off. Like, I will put on some pants, literally. But shout out to the girls who do manipulate their clothing and wear their clothing a different way. I'm just not built for that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And I definitely wanted to do a disclaimer, because I feel like people look at stylists like, oh, you're a stylist, you should be able to do anything. Yeah, but
It's one thing to be able to do something, and it's another thing to want to do it. No one wants to do that. I don't know too many stylists that are even using that technique in their styling. I don't know a stylist that is going to buy a client a button up for the main use of it being a skirt.
Some people, that's what they do.
Yeah, that to me, I've seen people do more with their personal style, which I love, because just because that looks good on you does not mean it's going to look good on the next person, which is another thing that we have talked about, expertise over influence. Just because you can dress yourself does not mean you can dress somebody else. There's definitely a science that goes behind wardrobe styling. You have to be able to style any body type, any style, any frame, any attitude. And just because you can dress yourself does not mean that you're going to be the best stylist to someone who is not like yourself, because you can get someone that's totally different from you, and that right there is going to be the true ultimate test of putting those styling skills to use. So thanks for that disclaimer, Chris. Alrighty, next question. The phone's locked so quickly. Okay, what's your go-to outfit when you want to feel confident?
So there's an outfit formula, if y'all aren't familiar. I think it's important to have like an outfit formula or some type of sequence of items that work for you, that flatter your shape and just make sense. So for me, it's always going to be a wide leg pant, and I'm either going to have on a fitted top or maybe even a button up, and then some kind of jacket. Obviously I don't have on a jacket or a blazer today.
She loves a blazer.
I have on a wide leg pant. And I just feel like that flatters my shape. It also makes me feel extremely confident. And with that formula, I already know, like, I'm gonna look nice, I'm gonna look cute. Like, I don't have to think too deep into it. So yeah, I mean, that would be my go-to. If anything, I'm always gonna have on a blazer. I'm always gonna have on a wide leg pant. Something that really creates structure with my outfit, because I like to be comfortable, but I also like to look put together.
Exactly.
So I'll have on like a sweatsuit and a blazer, or like a t-shirt and a blazer, like something like that. But wide leg pants, I would say, are my go-to. I don't have enough. I need to get some more wide leg pants.
I love wide leg right now. On Stitch Fix right now, wide legs are like blowing up, and it doesn't matter if it's denim, woven pants. I actually just got a very, very, very nice soft pair of wide leg high rise denim from Stitch Fix. They're by the brand Vigos. I hope I'm saying that right. Vigoss. I'm really starting to love their jeans. Like, I'm usually a girl who can find, I don't really have problems finding jeans, but because I am such a small frame, my legs are long, but my body is very small. So like, I need jeans that are going to be long enough, that are going to be high enough, but they still need to like fit me. Like, because I have no waist, I don't have a stomach, I don't have a butt, I don't have any of that. So it's like, it still has to fit me like perfect. And Vigos is like doing the job. So shout out to them.
It's important to find the brands that work for you. Not every brand is gonna work for you. And if you really love something, you can get it tailored, you can get it altered if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Some pieces aren't, I would say, are not worth the time or the energy. But 9 times out of 10, you could just get something tailored to fit you perfectly. So
we need to do a whole episode on tailoring.
yeah, because I don't tailor. She be sewing and stuff.
We definitely need to do an entire episode on tailoring, because the way, literally, we can bring, I have a couple different tailor friends that we can bring in here. But people don't understand how tailoring can really transform your wardrobe.
It really can.
I've had so many people who have seen me posting tailoring content, and they're like, okay, what can you do for my wardrobe? They have brought in like 15 pieces from 15 years ago that now they're able to re-add back into their wardrobe. So whether you lost weight, gained weight, anything, like tailoring is key. You can get things let out, you can get things taken in, and it can really just like enhance your wardrobe 1,000%. So tailoring is key. I know we've both made posts about tailoring multiple times. So if you have any tailoring questions, don't hesitate to, drop them in the comments, let us know. But we would definitely love to dive a little bit more deeper into that one of these episodes for sure.
So I'm up next. What's one wardrobe staple you think everyone should own?
A button up. Definitely a button up, because a button up can be worn so many different ways with so many different pieces. Like business, button it all the way up to the top, wide leg pants, a skirt. You can even do denim, a nice pair of dark wash denim. And then, you want to keep it coastal or boho, button maybe like only 3 buttons in the middle, keep it open a little bit, add some accessories. Again, denim is always great. Cargo is great to pair with button ups. But they're just very chic. They're very clean to me. You can layer them. So whether you want to put them underneath a crew neck, put them underneath a vest, anything like that. They're just versatile, and we're all going into the workforce. It doesn't matter what you do. If you are over the age of 17, you should own a button-up, and a nice, crisp button-up too, even if it costs $60. A nice, crisp, white button-up needs to be in everybody's wardrobe. Everybody's wardrobe.
And that's a piece that just doesn't go out of style, y'all. It's pieces that exist that you can buy, and it will always be on trend.
And that is a timeless classic piece. So when people are like, oh, I'm looking for timeless classic pieces, and it doesn't even have to be about the color. You can get a black or a navy button up. That's still a classic piece. Now, obviously, you don't want to get a pink one or a purple one or even an orange one or something. You can, but if we're keeping it timeless, let's stick to those neutral tones. So a nice earth tone, a tan, even like a dark green. Something like that. Just keep it neutral so that you can keep it versatile. Again, I'm not opposed to an orange button up, okay? Don't get it twisted. But for versatility and longevity in your wardrobe, a button up is key. It goes with any and everything. Okay. So Chris, what is your favorite Black-owned designer or overall fashion brand?
I feel like you should add this question.
Oh, we can both answer it then. We'll both answer it.
That's cool.
We'll both answer it.
Y'all, I know I'm a stylist. I know fashion is my thing, but I'm not really big into knowing designers, and I need to get better at that. Obviously I know Prada, Fendi, Gucci, all of that.
The big houses, right?
But the smaller brands, I really don't know too much about them, and I need to do better. From what I remember and from what I know, Hanifa is the first Black-owned brand that has popped up in my mind. I've only been able to purchase one thing from her thus far, but I just love that she, one, is a Black woman, obviously, but two, I just feel like she understands a woman's body, and she makes clothes that are comfortable, clothes that actually fit curves, and clothes that move with you and are practical, pieces that are unique but still very classic at the same time. So I love Hanifa. I'm trying to think of some other brands that have really stood out to me that are Black owned.
They can be local too.
They could be.
They can be local.
And I'm trying to think of clothing brands. Obviously we love a Telfar, we love a brand in Blackwood. But clothing brands, I don't know, y'all.
And that's okay. We're all about honesty here. I feel like I don't have a favorite, because I really don't have a favorite. Like I said, I love the Hanifas. Yeah. I have 3 Telfars. I don't have a Brandon Blackwood just yet. I do like the little whole door knocker, little earring situation that he does. I do love that. But I don't think I have a favorite either. I'm just loving what everybody's doing. Yeah. I'm rooting for everybody Black, low key. Yeah. But if we were to talk about local brands, I'm going to talk about my girl B. Marie. Okay. B. Marie accessories. Yes, I'm mad. I had one of her rings on earlier, and I took it off. But B. Marie is an accessory brand based out of Baltimore, ran by Miss Shannon. who is from Baltimore as well. And her brand is just very fun, very eclectic. She sells pieces that she would wear. She doesn't really follow trends. She doesn't really care about what the next person has going on. True Scorpio energy. But I just love that her pieces are fun. They're eclectic. You know, even if you're not a let me get dressed everyday girl, you can use those accessories to dress yourself up and things like that. So I guess I'll say B. Marie accessories right now will be my favorite black-owned designer or black-owned brand. So
that's a good one. And I like that you mentioned local, because I feel like we don't like shout out or promote smaller businesses as much as we should.
yeah.
And she's been around for, I think, 5 years.
Yeah, I think she started right after the pandemic, or like right before the pandemic. But yeah, I think she's coming up, and that's like major for a small, company. To one, like I said, I'm not sure if she started right before the pandemic or right after the pandemic, but to just keep going. And her business was actually birthed out of tragedy. You get what I'm saying? So for her to keep going and her to, stay consistent and, release pieces, that are relatable and are super cute, shout outs to her. Yeah. And we hope for another 5+ years of business. So shout out B. Marie Accessories.
So, Tone, what do you think will be the next big thing in fashion? I know you were just at the NRF.
Yes, so everything is so AI based. Like, I honestly think like when you walk into the stores now, like you're going to be able to shop via like body scanner. So I'm fortunate enough to be enrolled in the fashion merchandising program at the illustrious Morgan State University. And we just received a body scanner in our brand new Health and Human Sciences Center. So if you haven't been there, we're right on the corner of Argonne and Hillen. You can come see us anytime. We're on the 5th floor. That's the fashion department. But we
what
did.
Does that do, the body scanner?
So the body scanner literally does exactly what it does. So it scans your body and you're able to get like all measurements.
Oh, measurements.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think so you remember the scene in Clueless where Cher went to go look for her clothes on the computer? I honestly think like that might be like one of the next big things. Like when you walk into a store, you're probably going to be able to step on the body scanner. They'll get all of your measurements. And then from those measurements, I think they're going to be able to populate items in the store based off your sizes. And you'll be able to shop like that. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. But these are some of the things that I saw, at these tech and retail conferences. I just came back from the National Retail Federation Foundation student program where we're able to connect with big retailers like Kohl's, Target, Nordstrom's, Burlington's, things like that. But at the end of the conference, they have what they call the NRF Big Show. And if you actually go look at one of my last reels I posted, that same robot that Kai Cenat just beat up, I saw at the NRF. Kai Cenat.
He beat up a robot?
He on his most recent live, he just beat up a robot that was like $70,000. It's so crazy because I saw that same exact robot at the NRF. He just
Wasn't it small? Like
no, it probably if I'm 5'2.5", that
little
contraption was like 4'11".
What is he beating up a robot for?
It looks like the robot that Kai Cenat had was a little taller. Maybe that one was at least like maybe 5'5" or something like that. But those are that stuff is real. Like those things are actually in production. But going back to the original question, yes, I do think that shopping is definitely going to be way more AI focused. Even when I was doing my internship at Kohl's, when we did our think tank competition, the goal was to basically help enhance the in-store experience. Every team, it was maybe about 6 teams, every team took the AI approach. Even my team took the AI approach. What we did was we had like created some sort of feature on the Kohl's app that when you get into Kohl's, you can type in what you're looking for and it'll beep you to the exact aisle or whatever the case may be. It was a couple months ago. I don't remember the exact logistics. But again, that's AI. That is a source of AI, using any type of technology to help, what am I looking for? You know,
Just make the process
to
easier.
help make the process easier. You get what I'm saying? So AI is here. AI is not going anywhere. It is very, very, very involved. But it'll make it, I think it'll be like a bittersweet thing. I think some people will enjoy the aspect of AI because it'll just be something new. But then I think there are also still those people who don't like AI, nothing about it. It didn't do anything personally. They just don't like the concept of AI. But yeah, that's what I think. I definitely think it'll be more like online shopping in store.
I mean, I like the idea of it. I just don't like the fact that it could take jobs away from people.
Yeah.
Because people have been in the same industry for years, have been learning, you know, trying to grow, and then here comes AI, you know, just moving them out the way. I don't think that's fair. I think it would be great to like enhance people's jobs, but not to just like do away with it altogether. So that's my only thing. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking like if a robot can tell me what size I am and pick out my clothes, what do I need a stylist for?
But I feel like at the end of the day, and I will always stand on this hill, humans need human touch at the end of the day. And that's why I say when people are always like, oh, brick and mortar is dead, brick and mortar will never be dead because there will always be someone who wants to talk to someone else, or there will always be someone who needs validation from another human.
Yeah.
That's just life.
Not everybody has an email address, y'all. It was old people coming into the store like, I don't have an email address. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, they don't even do anything
like,
electronic. They just have straight cash.
Yeah.
They still carry their social security
They
card
still write
on them,
checks.
still write things like that. So we
Right.
do have to understand that there are some people that just will not accept this. One, because they just won't know about it. Like you said,
Yeah.
if you don't have an email, then you probably don't have social media.
Yeah.
If you don't have social media, then you won't know some of these new things that are like popping in and out, you know, everywhere. So for instance, if Instagram built a mall, if you don't have Instagram or you're not on social media, you would never know that mall, you get what I'm saying, is being built. But even going back to your point of AI taking jobs, I think it's horrible. Like, I know you need humans to program the AI, but it's like once they're programmed, like one AI can, I guess, do the jobs of like 5 people. So then you lose like 5 people per like robot. And again, I'm just making these numbers up, y'all. I'm not a scientist or anything. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like even at McDonald's, and I mean, no one eats McDonald's, but everybody knows what's going on at McDonald's. But even McDonald's, like, they have the service things in there. You don't even have to speak to anyone in McDonald's. You can go in, put your order in, you know, on the screen, and all they're going to do is just order number or whatever the name is. You didn't talk to anybody in there. I don't personally think that will work in retail. Like, I mean, McDonald's is retail. I don't think that will work in fashion retail. Because, first of all, if I walk into a store and don't nobody say nothing to me, I'm going to leave.
Right.
That's already first and foremost. So, if y'all got robots behind them counters, I will hope that y'all train them to speak and welcome people, because that's going to be the first thing right there.
Yeah.
I know so many people that will walk out of a store if they are not acknowledged. 2, it's like a robot doesn't know style.
Yeah.
So it's like if I walked up to you like, hey girl, what do you think I can pair this mustard yellow top with? AI's not gonna, I don't think AI would know that. Like, I think in AI mind, it would start coming up with like complementary colors and just start spitting out stuff. Whereas though, as a stylist, you're on the ground, you see what's trending. So you could be like, oh, army cargo pants would set this yellow off. Something, you get what I'm saying? Because, and then you have proof, you have knowledge, you have receipts of why this will work. I feel like with AI, you ask them something, they give you an answer. That's the answer.
Yeah.
There's not a why or a, could you elaborate it? That's the answer. So again, I think human touch is going to be super important. But at the same time, there are some people who don't want to talk to humans and they don't mind getting everything done by a robot. So
Yeah.
we're going to see. Let's have this conversation again in 2030.
That sounds so far from
Doesn't it? But it's like around the corner. 25 sounded crazy.
Yeah.
So, and we're here. Okay. So that leads us into the next question. How do you see technology influencing the way we dress or shop in the future?
I mean, we kind of already talked about it a bit. Like I said, I feel like it's great to enhance the experience and to help people, to help the stylist, to make it easier for us to find things, make it easier for the customer to find things. But to just do away with someone's job, I think that's kind of crazy. I mean, and yeah, I think AI can only do but so much. Like
Yeah.
it can't do everything. I think the most important thing about being a stylist or just a service provider in general is to build that relationship with the client. Because you gotta know the person in order to like help them and serve them. I don't understand how people. I mean, even at some of the brands that I've worked with, Amazon specifically, I was a stylist for them, and we did virtual styling. Literally, all I knew was where the region the person lived in. I knew the type of style they wanted, as far as like edgy or like classic, and then I knew their sizes. I didn't even know their age. I didn't know their name. I didn't know any of that, and I had to use just that little bit of information to like dress someone. And a lot of the choices were some of my choices, but then also a mix of like what was most purchased. And it's like, just because everybody else is buying this one thing doesn't mean that this one person is going to like that. Like, so it's just, I just don't understand how they're gonna like incorporate that into what we're already doing to make it better. I mean, I can kind of see it, but not really.
Me neither. I only can see a robot maybe ringing me up. But for me to walk to a robot and be like, hey, do you like this dress on me? Like, that's very Black Mirror to me. That's very like crazy, because again, in my mind, you have no emotion. So if you have no emotion, I'm an Aries. Everything is emotional here. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I just don't, it goes back to what we said. The human touch is so necessary.
It is.
It's so necessary. And even just the key of, oh, I even own that already. Let me show you how I wore it. You won't get that from a robot. You get what I'm saying? Like, even, okay, perfect example. A robot could not work at Akira. Wouldn't work. Would not work. That is like the perfect example of where a robot could not prosper, because one, Akira is so fast paced. Like, the floor set changes like every couple days. You get what I'm saying? So for one, a robot to have to learn the entire inventory. And if you've ever been in an Akira, you know that Akiras are packed wall to wall, not with people, but with clothes. So with all of those clothes on top of all of those people, and Akira is not a small store. Akira probably has the same like layout as a one floor Zara. You get what I'm saying? It's not a small store.
Yeah.
So to think you can have a robot in Akira where the styles in there are so eclectic, they're so different, the clientele is different. There is no, in my opinion, target audience for the Akira girl. They sell too much. They hit too many like markets. Like, they have super luxe things for those girls who are willing to pay a little extra coin. But then they have those $5 items, you get what I'm saying, that works for that $5 girl. And it's just like, without that human touch and just without even speaking to the client, how can you personalize those styles? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't, like, you can have a 60-year-old woman walk into Akira. That right there should already let you know that that is more of an unconventional lady. You get what I'm saying? She's already looking for something that you already would not even group with her. You would think, oh, you're 65, you should be in Nordstrom's, or you should maybe be across at Zara, or maybe even H&M. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like a robot would be like programmed to be like, okay, 65 likes this style, they like these colors, they like this height of heel.
Eventually, they're going to start spitting out the same things to the people who have the same measurements, that are the same age, and the same height.
It'll be no personalization behind it.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. Personal style is personal. So it has to be personal to that person. And if it's not personal, then what is it? It's just style, but even that is like, no.
And then I feel like that even crosses into the realm of, okay, so is the robot a personal stylist? Is the robot a fashion stylist? Is the like, then you got to go into that, because me and Chris are very, very, very serious about knowing the different lanes of styling. Like, you cannot just say you're a stylist. Okay, what type of stylist are you? What do you specialize in? What type of client do you go for? Things like that. A personal stylist is different from a wardrobe shopper, who is different from a red carpet stylist. Like, there's so, and again, a robot I just don't think can like encompass all of that at once without actually like having feelings and emotions. You get what I'm saying? I feel like we know the difference between all the different styling because we were actually able to put ourselves in those rooms. We were actually able to get that experience. So they would have to find 5 different stylists just to program one robot.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or maybe I am thinking into it a little much, but that's just how I would look at it. Like, I had to do 5 different styling jobs to figure out what type of stylist I wanted to be. So how can a robot who hasn't gone through that tell you what you should wear? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it would be the most beneficial if they just make suggestions and give.
Yes, heavy on suggestions. Like, okay, based off of the information you've given me, here are some suggestions versus this is what you should wear.
Yeah.
But again, y'all, we're going to have this conversation again in 2030 to see what's up with these robots.
Yeah.
Because they're here, babe, and it doesn't look like they're going anywhere.
So, what's a dream project you'd like to work on in the fashion world?
I think my dream project will probably be to, like, do the windows at, like, Bergdorf.
Okay.
I would die. They would be like, here's the budget, here's the theme, get this window ready. Like, what? Yeah, I think definitely merchandising, visual merchandising at like a huge department store, like a Bergdorf. Yeah. If I could do like a seasonal window, like a Christmas window,
Yeah.
or something like a New Year's window, I would die. That would probably be like it. Yeah. I would have to do like a whole spread about it. Like that right there will probably be like the project. Like I just dressed the window at Bergdorf for Christmas. Nothing crazy.
That's cool, though. I would even forget about that being a girl.
Yeah,
That's something to do.
Yeah.
For somebody to do.
it is.
No, I love that.
How about
That's
you?
really cool.
What will be your dream project in the industry?
I haven't even thought about it, to be honest. I mean, I've always wanted to create an app.
That would be fun.
Yeah, create an app that just, I guess it would have some type of AI in it. As much
Yeah,
as I
see?
don't want it to be. But just to make people's lives easier when it comes to style, whether they want to access a stylist or learn how to shop for themselves or just have the ins and outs of fashion and style at their fingertips. Because people struggle so much with like dressing themselves.
Yeah.
And to me, it's not that hard. I mean, obviously, this is what I do, but I want to make style and fashion easy for everybody. And I think having an app to kind of educate people, but to also give people the resources and the tools, I think would be most helpful.
And I'm glad you said resources because I feel like that right there is literally what separates like the dressers and the ones who want to dress.
Yeah.
Like me, people are always like, how do you, even when people like, how do you accumulate so many clothes or, you know, how do you find these pieces? Everyone knows I am an avid thrifter. I started this business off of thrifting. So I'm not I gotta run in the mall every day type girl. First of all, I don't follow any trends. I literally wake up, I'm gonna dress how I wanna dress. As long as I'm dressed for the weather. That's all that I'm worried about. But like trend driven, that's why I think a lot of people aren't happy with how they dress. A lot of people aren't happy with like their wardrobes because they're trying to keep up with the trends.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, they're on to the next trend and I have to spend more money to get this. And now you're just stuck with a closet full of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate that. And that's really one of the biggest things that I want people to understand, like, as a resource. Like, you don't have to do that. Nobody's
Right.
telling you, like, go out there and buy that because so-and-so had it on. Like, I wanted to look like everybody else when I was in, like, middle school. Once I got older, I'm like, I don't want to. And even back then, when I was trying to get all the things, I was still trying to get a different color that nobody else had.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to be on trend, but still different at the same time. And I've just always been like that. I just don't understand why everybody wants to be twins. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's just a thing of like assimilation, honestly. I think social media, when it first started, the goal of social media was to show how original you were, was to show off like your individuality, like that. When we came on social media, that is what social media was about. Like, not more so showing off, but yeah, showing people like, okay, I might got some stuff y'all never seen before. Or I might like, it was never, oh, I got this, so you guys should buy this too. No, it was a lot of gatekeeping back in the G. Like once somebody had something, they're not telling you where they got it from. And it wasn't a a petty thing. It was just like, okay, that was the goal of fashion. Like, I want to make sure I'm dressing different from the next person. Now, it's like, in order to be accepted, you have to have on what the next person has on, or you have to be on the same wave as the next person. And it's just like, the individuality in the world is just non-existent. Yeah. Everybody's the same, from the same faces, the same bodies, the same outfits. Like, everything's the same lingo, just everything is draining. Yeah. It is draining. And me just even being back on a college campus, yo, I see the difference. Like, when we first went to college, again, I can pull up pictures. Everybody was dressed so different. You had one girl dressed like a secretary, which was probably me. You had one girl dressed straight out of American Apparel. You got another girl dressed in straight furs. You got another girl just in some sweats and jeans. You got another girl with a leotard. Like, everybody had their own style. Like, I used to rock a fade back in the day, like a blonde fade. Like, the girls weren't doing that. Now you cut your hair, they be like, oh my God, they're lesbian, they're gay, they're going through something. Like, we really used to express ourselves, like, literally. So fashion is just in a totally different state altogether, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But
because social media has played a huge part.
Social media has played a huge part. And like I said, it was not always like that. Because even when we first got on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, I'm showing my age.
MySpace first.
Yes, and the thing about MySpace was you wanted your page to look different from everybody's page. You did not want your page to look like nobody else. Right. Then when you come to Twitter, you want to make sure, you know, you're tweeting different things. And then when Instagram came, you wanted to make sure you were showing different experiences. And if you were into fashion, showing off different clothing. If you're in a car, showing off new cars. Like, it was always just about, you know, new, fresh, what's next, but you're not obligated to, like, be into this. It was just more so like social media really used to just show us, you know, just different aspects. Now it's like when you scroll on social media, everybody got the same jacket on. They got the same boots on. They got the same BBL. They got everything is the same.
And a lot of designers are, like,
putting out the same stuff, yes.
That's why, like, the Steve Maddens and the what's the, not Bakers, but what's the Aldo. They just literally make dupes of all designers.
That's Steve Madden. Like Steve Madden, at this point, there's no original thought.
It was never like that. That started happening. I don't even know. Pandemic, maybe pre-pandemic.
No, I would say it's the dupe. Honestly. And if I'm thinking of this correctly, and people always laughing at our sentence, but after 2016, there was a very big change in everything. Fashion, food, culture, the internet, everything. I feel like, and this could just be my personal experience, like 2016, I feel like I saw like the change. Like I saw it was like Instagram went through like that refresh. I don't know if that's when Instagram might have bought Facebook. Like there was just a lot going on, and it was just one of those things where it was like I saw Instagram turning in from, you know, more of a picture site to more of like a shopping site. Like everything was an ad. And I feel like I saw that around 2016, 2017, the influencers started like popping up. And you know, you can tell like who was making like social media like a full-time job, and you can tell who was still on social media just having fun. But I feel like once people turned social media into like full-time job, that's where the lack of individuality and creativity kind of came into me. And that could, like I say, just be my personal opinion. But I definitely feel like I saw a shift. I saw a change. And it's like, okay, influencer this, influencer that. I got to have what they have so that, you know, I can be on the same level as them. It kind of went into turn into like a status thing. Like Instagram literally went from pictures to like a status platform. Yeah. And that's why Instagram is no fun anymore.
It's not.
Instagram is no fun anymore.
I literally post and get off, and
we used to post pictures of the grass on Instagram. Now it's like if it is not a full production shoot, it doesn't make Instagram.
Last question, y'all, to end out the interview. How would you describe your fashion philosophy in 3 words? And this question is for the both of us.
3 words to describe my fashion philosophy would be bold, original, and fun. I think that also describes my personality as well.
Yeah.
And like I say, I dress how I feel. So, you know, if I'm feeling bossy one day, I'm straight throwing on a blazer, some slacks, I'm putting on my highest heel. You know, some days I might just be feeling real, you know, we just gonna run to the store. So, you know, I might just put the fur on with some jeans and my platform Crocs. And then some days you just might want to be fun. I might just want to put on a yellow maxi dress and some wedges and a big old sun hat. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I definitely dress for my moods, and my big 3 moods would probably be that: bold, original, and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about philosophy, I think of like how I do fashion and like what I teach, what I am passionate about.
Okay.
So I would say fit, fabrication, and fun.
Okay.
Fit because your clothes need to fit, y'all. People walking around with too big, too small clothes. Like, I get the oversized thing. I'm here for it. I love oversized clothes. But then, like, balancing it out for your proportions to flatter your shape. Like,
if you have baggy
it
on the
makes
bottom,
sense.
you need fitted on the top. If you have fitted on the baggy on the top, fitted on the bottom. The
Or you
same
can do
with
baggy.
you could do baggy,
It just gotta
but
look
even
the
with
part.
showing skin, like my number 1 rule with showing skin is if I'm showing my legs, my arms need to be covered.
Yeah.
If my arms is out, my legs need to be covered. I never show my midsection. I'm even though people, oh, your skin, you're petite. I don't show my midsection, and that's just not me.
Yeah.
That's never been me. I don't even wear 2-piece bathing suits. I don't know. Blame my mother.
That's fine.
But if I'm showing leg, I'm not showing up here. If I'm showing up here, I'm not showing leg.
Yeah.
And that's something I get from my mother,
Yeah.
for sure. It's all about the balance, for sure.
Yeah, I've always been very modest, and sometimes I used to beat myself up about it. Like, dang, I want to be sexy, I want to be cute, but like, I mean, it is what it is. So, but fit, definitely. Fabrication, I think people need to focus more on fabric,
Yes.
how items are made, how items feel. I like to be comfortable. Like, I like my clothes to feel good on my skin. And I feel like people don't really think about that. They're like, oh, that's cute, and just put it on. And it's like, did you even look and see, like, what that was made out of? I'm also trying to get more into, like, more natural fabrics, because I watched a YouTube video. I can't remember the girl's name, but we'll pop it up on the screen. And she basically was talking about how certain fabrics just weren't like good for your skin.
Yeah,
Like,
textiles.
the
We're
polyester,
learning
the
about all of that.
all
Absolutely.
And it's like, over time, it's probably fine now, but like, if you continue to wear that over time, even in your underwear, like,
But people wonder why you get yeast infections. People wonder why you get breakouts. People wonder why they're getting rashes and stuff. Oh, it's definitely coming from the fabrics.
Yeah.
That's why when they were having that big thing with Shein a couple years ago, like, people are like, the clothes literally gave me cancer. They're not lying.
that's nice.
Well, I don't know if they're lying or not, but there is a possibility that you have to understand. Skin is like an open cell.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if you have toxins on something that you're wearing for 8 hours a day,
Yeah.
that's going in your skin.
Yeah.
So yes, and just to even go back to like textiles and things like that, fabric is super important. Have you ever seen someone make something out of a material and you're just like, the design is great, but why did you use that fabric? So that's important too. So fabrication is super important. Like, you wouldn't make a gown out of crocodile skin.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But people also have to understand the cost of different fabrics. If you want something linen, oh baby, you're gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
You want something embroidered, you're gonna pay for that. But when
it
you're
lasts longer.
you took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say you get out what you put in. So if you buy something that's polyester, oh yeah, it's gonna be cheap right now and it's gonna look good. Once you wash it, once you dry it and do whatever you do, you're probably not gonna be able to wear it again. It has toxins and chemicals and all that type of stuff in it. They are working now on different fibers and things. Like, I think right now they're making fabrics out of orange pills, banana pills,
That's cool.
you know, things like that. Hemp leaves, that's always going to be a thing. But yeah, fabrication is super important. People don't understand that what you put on your body goes in your body.
Yeah.
So clothes, all of that, Temu and Shein and all of that, y'all gotta stop buying that stuff, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop buying that stuff, because when you go to the doctors and you don't understand where that third head in your back grew from, it's the clothes.
It gotta be.
It has to be. You were fine before you put that turtleneck on. Now you got two heads, so I don't know. But stop wearing that stuff.
The last F out of my philosophy is fun, because I feel like people don't have fun with clothes anymore. And I know I was beating myself up about this too, because sometimes I could be so planned out and like perfect because I want things to look a certain way. But even I kind of lost the fun in fashion. But I've been getting my fix back, you know, watching the girls, watching the style influencers, the other stylists as well, and just learning from them. But also just getting inspired, because instead of copying y'all, the word is inspired. Like, just get inspired from what other people are wearing, and maybe pull some colors out of what they're wearing. Maybe pull some fabrics. Maybe if they have on
Even
leather
the
blazer,
silhouettes.
leather dress.
Yeah.
Like, just think outside of the box when it comes to fashion. It's supposed to be fun. Don't feel like you gotta be conforming to what everybody else is wearing and following trends. Like, I've just never been that kind of girl, and I don't want to encourage other men and even women to do the same thing. So yeah, that's my philosophy on fashion.
I love the F, because I'm working on a campaign right now called #MakeDressingFunAgain. So I love that. Like I say, fashion is fun. Fashion is supposed to be a form of expression, the same way dancing, singing, all of that. Fashion is also a non-verbal use of communication.
Yeah.
If you don't know, please study your history of costume. Clothes play a major part in society. How you're perceived, you know, how you're treated, you know, first impressions, all of that matters. So people who always say, oh, fashion doesn't matter, fashion definitely matters.
It does.
Fashion definitely matters.
Because you gotta get dressed every day. You're not about to walk out of your house butt naked.
Some people
You
will.
gotta put clothes on.
They will.
Well, I don't know.
And that's the thing. And again, that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But I'm always an advocate for looking your best when you step out the house. I don't care if you just going to the store. You don't know who you're gonna meet on your way to the store. You don't know who you're gonna meet on your way back to the store. I'm always, even if you go on my Instagram, there's a hashtag right now in my bio, #GetDressed. If you wake up and get dressed, I promise you, your day will go 10 times better. You're gonna get 10,000 more compliments. You get what I'm saying? And it's not even about the validation of other people. It's just when you look your best, you're gonna feel your best, you're gonna do your best. So I'm always an advocate of getting dressed. There's not too many people that will tell you that they seen me in regular clothes, because I don't play that.
Yeah.
We need to be
You
getting
don't
dressed.
Gotta wear a suit. Like, you could
Yeah, you don't gotta wear a suit.
But you could look nice in a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie.
I don't think you can, but
Okay. Because I do it all.
Kristen, I am getting into sweats, y'all. I have sweatshirts, but I have not come to the realm of putting on sweatpants just yet. But we're gonna get there one day. Just not today. I have way too many nice pairs of pants to be putting on some sweatpants. Nice quality pairs of pants. Now, if y'all know some quality sweatpants, then maybe. Maybe. And I'm not talking about no Nike Techs and no Under Armour. No, I want something nice and soft.
Spanx was nice.
The company Spanx? Okay. I actually like her. I think I like that company because I think a few years back when she hit like her first $1 billion, she like gave all her employees like bonuses.
Okay.
I like people like that. Okay, Spanx girl, I'm gonna have to check you out. Okay.
Yeah, her sweats look soft. But this is it, y'all. I do, before we go, wanted to definitely make sure that y'all attend the upcoming event. It's called Stylish Connections. Hopefully this episode will be out prior to, but February 20th, 2025. Stylish Connections is a networking event and a creative space for stylists and fashion creatives to come out and connect with one another, enjoy food, enjoy drinks, and I'll also be styling some models. I'll be collaborating with Benjamin Coy and Tiffany of Style by Tip. So I'm super excited for that. It'll be happening at Illicit Rag Vintage 2.0, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. So we'll make sure we give you all the details in the description of this video. But aside from that, that's what I have coming up. Do you have anything coming up for February?
Everything. Yeah, but mostly everything is like school-based.
Okay.
So again, shout out to the illustrious Morgan State University. If you don't know, I'm the president of Facts Culture, which is the Family and Consumer Science Department student org, where we house the fashion department, in general, family and consumer science, as well as like childhood education. So if you're into that type of thing, you know, definitely let me know. But I'm just swamped, y'all. Like, I've been making it look good, but I'm swamped. School, podcast. I'm trying to get back on YouTube. But yeah, I'm just taking everything step by step. I'll be going to Africa next month. So February, I will more so be planning for that. But yep, I'll be going to Ghana for about 12 days on a study abroad program. So I'm super excited about that. But that's really all I have. Style Fanatic right now is on a pause. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, school come first. But you know, if you still need some styling services, you can still hit me up. But that's really all I'm working on. Just trying to finish out. I have 1 year left of school, so I am almost done. The finish line is right there. So yeah, I'm just focused on school right now. It wouldn't be fair to take my focus off of that to try to do other things, even though I am doing other things. But yeah, school right now is the #1 focus. And of course, the Stylist Rant podcast.
So this ends our first episode of season 2. We hope y'all enjoyed it. We talked about a lot, but definitely let us know in the comments what topics you want us to cover in the next episode.
And what guests would y'all like to see?
Yeah.
We definitely want some new guests on the show. Definitely, who are your favorite fashion creatives? They don't have to be DMV based. You know, we're willing to travel. Hopefully they're willing to travel. But, you know, the purpose of this podcast is to just show you guys our everyday conversations that we have. And then hopefully, you know, we're able to provide new gems for you guys. You know, you guys maybe can give us some insight. And then we just want to connect and create just with more creatives. So, yeah.
All right, so hopefully this episode gave y'all a little inside scoop into who we are and what we do. But yeah, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see y'all in the next video.